Hi there, and welcome to my new channel. The reason I've made this channel is just to separate out my interests a bit. So this channel is going to be based around my love of gaming. I pulled over 2 videos from my old channel to this one, which basically talk about my old setup. But there are problems with that setup. Everything was so compact, you couldn't see the units properly. So I decided to make a new one. And through much research, planning, drawing out, rethinking, redrawing out, I've came up with this unit. So this one, everything's on display, I can get to everything easy, and it just looks like it should. Clean, neat, tidy, spacious. And in another video I will go through how I came up with designing this thing and where I took my inspiration from. But now I'm just going to go through the units quickly. So starting at the top left, we've got the Commodore Amiga CD32. Quite a cool little console. It looks really good. It's got some quirks to it. The CD drive doesn't have any latch to it. It just opens and closes. And the controller ports are actually on the side. Moving along, you've got the Atari 2600 Junior. It's quite a tiny little unit. It's really light. There's really nothing to it. And again, it's a weird, quirky unit where the control ports are on the back. Moving along, we've got the Sega Master System 2. It's quite a cool little console. It's actually got a game built into it. I've got 2 of these. I've got one which has got Alex the Kid built in, and I've got another one which has got Sonic the Hedgehog built in. Moving along to the next one, which is quite a hefty unit, this one. So this is the Sega Mega Drive 1 with the Mega CD 1 and the 32X on it. You can just about make out there at the front, we've actually got the wireless controller port too. Skipping down below it, you've got the Atari Jaguar. This is quite a cool little console. The controller is enormous, and it's got many buttons on the bottom, which seem to be confusing, but when you actually think about it and how they're supposed to be used, it's a really clever idea. Moving along to the least retro console here, we've got the PlayStation 4, and you've also got 2 controller ports on top. It's got the official charger, and it just adds a nice little touch, otherwise that cube will be fairly empty. Moving along, you've got the Nintendo Entertainment System with the NES Mini on top. It's a fantastic little thing. Now you can see with the NES at the bottom there, I've actually got cables going inside of it. That's the output. I'm not using RF, I'm using the composite on the side. Moving along, you've got the Super Nintendo. The one I need to say more. Moving down, you've got the Nintendo 64. This is actually the first console that was bought brand new for me when I was much younger. And I've kept it ever since. It's actually got a few modifications to it as well. Moving along, you've got the Xbox 360 with the matching HD DVD drive. Now the HD DVD drive does work, but it's not plugged into that Xbox. It's just there for display purposes. Moving along, you've got the PlayStation 3 with the iToy on top. It's quite a cool little adapter really, because if you're playing online with your mates and your headset runs out, you can use the 4 microphones that are on top of that to talk to them, although it's not as clear. Moving along again, we've got the Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn is quite an underrated console. It's got some fantastic games on it, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere near as popular as some of the other Sega consoles. Moving down, you've got the Dreamcast. Now, Dreamcast is a really cool little unit, and it's got a massive following. There's a huge amount of people who are really into the Dreamcast, and you can see why when you play with it. Moving along, you've got the PlayStation 2. Now this PlayStation 2, I bought it for a colleague. My original one is actually in the cupboard behind this unit. The controller ports don't work on it, unfortunately. You can see again I've got the iToy on top. I've got 2 memory cards in the front and some wireless controllers hanging out. But if you look closer, you'll also notice there's a memory stick sticking out the front of it. This PlayStation 2 has got a network adapter in it with the hard drive. One of those memory cards has got FreeMac boot on it. So I've got loads of stuff that can work with this console. I've actually got all the games I have are ripped and actually on the hard drive, so I don't need the disc to play them. The discs are packed away. Moving to the next one, you've got an Xbox Crystal, the original one. Again, this has been soft modded. I soft modded it using the Splinter Cell technique. Moving along to the next one, you've got a cube which has 2 units in it. There's a reason for that. One, the Nintendo Wii is such a small unit, it can slide down between the wall and the GameCube, which is again another small unit. But the Nintendo Wii isn't a console designed all on its own. The Wiimote was actually initially designed to be a controller for the GameCube, but they decided to scrap that and move it to its own console. That's why this Nintendo Wii can play GameCube games. It has got the GameCube controller ports on the top, but I've got a GameCube, I don't need to. The GameCube itself, as you see, look at it, it's got obviously 2 memory cards on the front, nothing special about them. It's got the Wavebird controller there, that's a really cool little controller. And at the bottom there, you've actually got the Game Boy player. So I can play Game Boy games through my TV. There's another way I can do that. There are 2 other Nintendo attachments I have. So I've got, for the Super Nintendo, I've got the Super Game Boy, which allows me to play original Game Boy games through the TV. And for the Nintendo 64, I've got the Game Boy attachment for the controller. But with the exception of Pokemon Stadium, there's no way to actually play the games through your TV. So this is a quick look at the unit. It has got lighting in it. The lighting is all on or all off, not cube by cube. I've just done that through editing. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to say hi, leave it down below. Please rate, subscribe, and hopefully I'll come back with another video soon about designing this unit. Thank you.